Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, welcome to the APS online teaching system. I am Shazil Ahmed Quraishi as always here with the 7th lecture of our online biology class series. However, I would like to mention that this lecture would be the last for the second chapter and we shall start chapter 3 from upcoming lectures inshallah. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started with it. In our previous lecture, we practically implemented biological methods in solving the problem of malaria. We discovered its causative agent as well as the organism involved in its spread, which was the mosquito. Furthermore, we looked at an explanation of the theory, law and principle followed by the assignment. So in today's lecture, we shall see the concept of organization of biological data and its analysis, followed by the importance of mathematics in organization and analysis. So beta, before we move on to the organization and analysis of biological data, let's learn what data is in the first place. A data can simply be defined as the information we obtain from our observations and experimentations. The information could be of many types like name, number of subjects, dates, age, etc. In case of a biological experiment, the data we obtain will simply be called the biological data, and it's the information which we have obtained from our experimentation. For example, the number of patients having plasmodium in their blood as compared to the healthy ones, as we have seen in the previous lecture. I hope you got the concept here. Moving along, we have our first concept of today's lecture called the organization of data. So what is data organization? I mentioned this term in previous lecture as well. So organization is to convert and present the data in an easily readable and comprehensible form. यानी ऐसी फॉर्म में लेके आना डाटा को जिसको देखते ही मतलब और मकसद पता चल जाए. Now you must understand that organization of data is really important. ये इसलिए ज़रूरी है क्योंकि एक्सपेरिमेंट और हाइपोथेसिस यानी जो हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग के बाद हमारे पास बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आ जाती है जिसको एक जगह पर इकट्ठा करना और ऐसा बनाना कि इससे कोई भी कोई नतीजा अखज़ कर सके बहुत ज़रूरी है, वरना बिखरे हुए डाटा का क्या फ़ायदा भला. Now for the collection of data, it is very important to describe the methods which you have collected, which you have used to collect that data. For example, अगर मैं पेशेंट्स के ब्लड पे काम कर रहा हूँ तो मुझे बताना पड़ेगा लाजमी कि ये कितने लोगों का ब्लड लिया है मैंने, उन सब की उम्र क्या थी और वो मेल थे या फीमेल थे, उनका जेंडर क्या था, ये किस मेथड के थ्रू मैंने ब्लड लिया है, सिरिंज के थ्रू है, कैथीटर के थ्रू है, या क्या मेथड मैंने यूज़ किया है. अब इस सब का फ़ायदा ये होता है कि जो कोई भी हमारी रिसर्च को देखता है उसे किसी किस्म का शक नहीं रहता हमारी रिसर्च के ऊपर, क्योंकि उसके पास हर चीज़ उसके सामने मौजूद होती है. So data collection method is an important thing to mention while you are showing your data to the rest of the world. Now the collected data, as I mentioned earlier, is represented in the large number of ways depending upon the data itself. We may have tables, flowcharts like a pie chart as you can see on the screen, or even the diagrams like that of a cell on our screens right now. Anyways, moving along, we have our next concept, which is the analysis of data. Now this is an important one and you must pay close attention to it. Now we must analyze the data we have collected and organized in order to confirm or reject the hypothesis. यानी हम डाटा के ऊपर मुख्तलिफ मेथड्स अप्लाई करते हैं ताकि देख सकें कि वाकई डाटा सही है भी या नहीं. Now there are thousands of methods that are applied in data analysis, especially in my field. When we used to analyze data, we used to apply a number of various tools and formulas. But in your textbook, we shall only deal with two very basic statistical concepts called ratio and proportions. So let's discuss the first thing, the ratio. When a relation between two numbers, for example a and b, is expressed in terms of quotient, quotient mean a divided by b या a रेशो b. रेशो का मतलब होता है कि वो जो डॉट डॉट के दो साइन होते हैं ना, वो रेशो को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. सो इट इज़ कॉल्ड द रेशियो ऑफ वन नंबर टू द अदर. मतलब दो क्वांटिटीज़ को आपस में कंपेयर करना, जैसे a रेशो b. आप स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं येलो कलर में a डॉट डॉट b. नाउ दिस डॉट डॉट साइन, ये जो डॉट डॉट वाला साइन है, इट मीन्स डिवीजन. I mean, this sign also signifies, it also emphasizes that this A is being divided by B. यानी इस साइन का ये मतलब है कि a जो है वो b से डिवाइड हो रहा है, ठीक है। अब इस चीज़ को आपने ज़रूर जहन में रखना है, डिवीजन के कंसेप्ट को, क्योंकि इसको आगे जाके हमने प्रैक्टिकली यूज़ करना होगा। एनीवेज, so now you have an idea of ratios. Let's discuss proportions. When we compare two ratios with each other in such a way that they make an equation, it's called a proportion. मतलब ये कि एक रेशियो दूसरी रेशियो के बराबर है, ऐसे जब हम लिखेंगे तो इसको प्रोपोर्शन कहा जाएगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ए रेशियो बी इज इक्वल टू सी रेशियो डी। अब आप देख सकते हैं कि ए रेशियो बी जो है वो अलग रेशियो है और सी रेशियो डी एक अलग रेशियो है, मगर इन दोनों को जब इक्वल करके लिखा है तो ये एक प्रोपोर्शन बन गई है। नाउ हियर इज द इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट। इफ वी नो द वैल्यू ऑफ थ्री थिंग्स, वी कैन इजिली फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ फोर्थ, as in the slide. If we know the value of a, b and c, we can easily find the value of d. Okay, let's do a practical example this time. This example is also mentioned in your books, and you can further refer to your book for the further understanding. Anyways, so according to your book, what a biologist did that he allowed malaria carrying mosquitoes to bite 20 sparrows. स्पैरोज वो जो चिड़ियाँ होती हैं छोटी छोटी, जो कि हमारे घरों में हर वक्त आती रहती हैं, वो छोटी छोटी चिड़ियों को स्पैरोज कहा जाता है। Now out of total 20, 14 got sick while 6 remained healthy. So he concluded that out of 20, 14 birds get malaria when allowed to be bitten by mosquitoes. Now using this simple ratio, he can conclude number of infected birds for a large number of population. For example, 100 birds or even 1000 birds. ठीक है? What I mean to say that if 14 birds are falling ill out of 20, how many will get ill out of 100? We can calculate that very easily. So let's solve this problem. As mentioned earlier, 14 out of 20 got sick. So this gave us our first ratio, 14 ratio 20, where 20 is the total number of birds allowed to be bitten and 14 is the number of those who fell ill out of them. Now the second ratio would be x ratio 100, as we know the total number of birds, which is 100, but don't know how many may fall ill once allowed to be bitten. So we have denoted it with x. So now two ratios can be written in equation form as 14 ratio 20 is equal to x ratio 100. Now this has become a proportion, which we will solve now. Now recall my words that I said a ratio b means a divided by b. So we can also write our proportion as 14 divided by 20 is equal to x divided by 100, isn't it? So now from the simple cross multiplication, we get 14 multiplied by 100 equals to 20 multiplied by x. This gave us 1400 is equal to 20x. Now if we take 20, which is multiplying with x on this side of the equation, to the other side, it will divide 1400. Simple rule of maths. So 1400 divided by 20 is equal to 70. So the value of x is 70. So what I mean to say that 70 birds will get ill from 100 if we allow them to be bitten by malaria infected mosquitoes. Got the point? So using this simple technique, we can even calculate number of infectees or even thousands or millions of total birds or individuals whatsoever. So now that we have learned, so what we have learned from this example, okay? We have learned that mathematics is an integral part of data analysis and scientific research. We use various formulas and theorems of applied mathematics in our data analysis. For example, ratios, proportions, averages, means, percentage, and many others, to name a few. In biological research, we frequently use mathematics for various applications like gene finding, protein structure, and protein-protein interaction. Remember, I told you I have done my specialization in molecular genetics. So beta, we used to apply mathematics for each and every step of our biological research. That's how crucial laws of mathematics are. We even have a separate domain called bioinformatics, or simply the computational biology, that extensively uses mathematics for biological data analysis. Anyways beta, that's all for the today's lecture as well as second chapter as whole. We shall start our chapter 3 from upcoming lectures inshallah. Here you have the assignment, and as you can see, I have also made a question of proportions for you to solve. Do attempt these questions and send them to the relevant teachers at earliest. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.